I'm Nick Armstrong, CEO and co-founder of Identitii. It's great to be here in New York. We've come all the way from Sydney and Hong Kong. This is our first Finovate. So I'd like to introduce Ben Buckingham, who's our VP of Strategy and Operations. We'll be driving the demo today. So I'd like to start by introducing a new term to the industry. Know your transaction. We believe that know your customer is no longer good enough. We think that you need rich information about every single transaction. So we do this by creating a unique identifier to each and every transaction. We call this the identity token. Our token technology enables banks to exchange rich information about payments over legacy networks. So for example, SWIFT, ACH, RTGS. And the best part is, because our application's middleware requires no change to core banking systems. We use a private, distributed ledger to create a single source of truth for exchange of information. So just to talk about the problem a bit more, this lack of information is being caused by limitations in legacy systems, so it's both the core banking systems, but the payment networks that connect them. And it results in banks unknowingly allowing money laundering and financing of terrorism. I'm just going to switch to the demo on the screen. So I'm just going to start by telling you a story about Jimmy. So Jimmy's a compliance officer in a correspondent bank. It's Jimmy's job to work out whether a payment's risky or not. But Jimmy's operating on limited information, and he's the first line of defense for this bank. So let's say that Jimmy needs to investigate a payment. It's come in, he needs to call the sending bank. The sending bank then needs to call their customer. The customer needs to respond with information. This can take up to 3 days, and all the while, the payment is being held up. I mean, this is ridiculous in 2016 because we've got self-driving cars, and this process hasn't changed in the last 10 years. Now, if everything Jimmy needed to clear the payment was contained in the payment itself, this would reduce the risk and speed up the process. This is what we call know your transaction. Identitii makes payments safer and faster without any change to core banking systems or the legacy payment networks that connect them. So let us show you how. So because our application's middleware, what we've done is created a simulated front end on the left, so it's my internet banking screen, and on the right, you can see what's happening behind the scenes in Identitii. So let's say that I'm building a school in Thailand. I want to buy a shipment of solar panels from USA Solar Co. I've given the login details of my bank account to Ben and two-factor authentication so he can do this payment. And what you're about to see, so Ben's entering $1 million, what you're about to see is the handshake that happens in the Identitii application between two banks. So we're going to hit continue. You can see that a unique token has been generated. And then a message is sent from the sending bank to the receiving bank, and it's come back and said, for a payment of $1 million, we need a tax statement. Sorry, we need an invoice. So American Mutual's gone back to Thai Bank, and Thai Bank also knows now that they need to have a tax withholding statement. So what we're going to do now is upload files into the bank channel, and again, there's been no change to the core banking system here. And I might just add that this payment is still being sent over the legacy system. So the token, the documents have now been uploaded to the token, and the token's been added into the payment message. Click continue, and that payment's gone. So we're going to log out, and then we're going to look at this from the point of view of Thai Bank. And we're going to log in as Nancy, who's an operator within Thai Bank. Now, today, Nancy would have to manually call this customer or email this customer to get this information that she requires. So the purpose of payment document, or in this case, a tax withholding statement and an invoice. But now you can see below, with the Identitii layer, so this is a workflow that we've built for Nancy. Click and see the tax withholding statement. It's presented to her within the workflow, saving her a significant amount of time. And now Nancy can approve this payment. So all the compliance information's there, and that payment's now been sent. So we're going to log out. Now remember, so we're back to Jimmy now. So Jimmy works at our other fake bank, which is American Mutual. So we're going to log in as Jimmy. And Ben's going to go and view this payment. So this is what Jimmy would see today. Really limited information. And with identity, you can see all this enriched information below. The invoice that Jimmy needs is included in that message. And then you can also see that there's been another handshake that's gone on below, where American Mutual and Jimmy have requested the legal entity identifier and the result of any sanctions checks that have been done. So this is an absolute game changer. Just going to click, no, that's good. So what you've seen here is powered by Identity's messaging system and our private distributed ledger. Our goal is three things: improve the customer experience, open more corridors to increase business, and lower operational costs with minimal risk for the bank. We're thrilled to announce that we recently won the Swift Inner Tribe Compliance Challenge. So we have a trial of this technology launching with Swift later in November. So if there's any Swift member banks here that would like to participate in that trial, please come and see us. Very low commitment of involvement. And also I hope that it's clear that compliance is not the only use case for these tokens. So there's other use cases, anything that needs an auditable exchange of document or information. Thanks very much for your time. So I'm Nick Armstrong. We are Identity, and we want you to know your transaction.